He's in the film Don't Tread on Me, Rise of the Republic, that has a lot of these great constitutional ideas ingrained in it. Very important to relearn the Bill of Rights and Constitution and to get this information out to everyone you know. Available at Infowars.com. It's up to you. First, we've got to educate the people. We've got to take action. We've got to get it done. But the road to hell is paved with good intentions, but it's far past that. I talked about this 14 years ago. Now it's mainstream news that all babies at birth for 30-plus years, 37, 38 years, in all the Western nations have had their blood taken for a global DNA database. Now there's debate in Congress right now. This is KTSM news channel, this Katie law, where everybody who basically gets arrested will have DNA taken. And a judge just ruled in Texas they're taking blood illegally without warrants for DWIs. They're having the police do it, and the police say they don't care, they're going to continue it. A judge in Texas said that these toll road cameras and speed cameras aren't constitutional because there's not an officer involved. The police don't stop. I mean, there's just a real lawlessness we're seeing from government.
And, that particular aspect of lawlessness, this growing level of police state, really brutality that's involved, not simply they're fated to abide by court decisions or statutes or whatever, but actually brutalizing the people. If you revitalize the militia in a particular state, all of those police departments, sheriff's departments, state police, what have you, would become subsets of the militia structure. And then they would be subject to discipline by the citizens in their own local communities. And I can guarantee you that within about a week after that had happened, all of that behavior would stop. Because the consequences to any particular police officer would be so horrendous that they wouldn't do it.
And the media always frames this like that would persecute police. No, then the good cops would be put into positions of power instead of the bad ones being elevated. Now they're kicking the good cops out.
Yeah, the bad ones would be weeded out very quickly. They'd be weeded out either because they'd be caught and disciplined and expelled, or because they take a look at the situation and wouldn't want to take the risk, and they try to find another job. They go to Starbucks and serve coffee or what have you. There's the difficulty. Many years ago, I remember in New York City, I think when Lindsay was the mayor of New York City, there were complaints from the black community about the way the city police were dealing with those people in very discriminatory and high-handed, they didn't use the term police state, but that's what they were talking about, police state fashion. And they wanted to set up, I think they did end up setting up a citizens review board. Well, that's essentially how a militia would operate, as a huge citizens review board, because all of these uniformed militia members who were in the subsets of the militia called the local police or the state police or what have you, would now have to answer on a regular basis to the members of their own local militia companies and be subject to some kind of militia discipline if they had misbehaved in the performance of their duties as the uniformed service.
Well, we've got to go this way because it makes the public become independent and rugged again, what we're supposed to be, instead of a bunch of cowards. I've told the story of a woman choking in a restaurant, and no one was helping her, and I had to push people aside to do the Heimlich as they, like parrots, said, call 911, call 911. She would have been dead by the time they got there, and I was weird because I saved the lady. I mean, we have just become domesticated. Dr. Edwin Vieira writes for newswithviews.com. Quickly, tell us about a few of the books you've written and how people can get them.
Well, the latest one on the militia is called Constitutional Homeland Security. That's available on Amazon. I have another one, earlier book, Imperial Judiciary, which deals with the problem of judicial supremacy, which we talked about earlier. That's also available on Amazon. And there's also on Amazon, the Heritage Research Institute has just put out a DVD called The Purse and the Sword, which goes into great detail about quite a bit of what we've been talking about today.
I look forward to talking to you again. You did a great job, and don't tread on me. God bless you, Doc. Thanks for spending time.
Take care.
You bet. Take care. Great job, crew.